Many countries across the world, in their bid to handle the COVID-19 situation efficiently, have started making frantic efforts to procure vaccines to be administered on their citizens. While some have already begun administering the vaccines, Ghana took delivery of 600,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines on Wednesday, February 24, and is set to start the vaccination exercise in March. But the concern for the country's researchers is the ability to procure enough vaccines for the population to ensure that Ghanaians take both the first and second doses. Speaking to Citi News, a senior researcher at the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research, Dr. Michael Owusu, said if persons who take the first dose are not able to get a second dose, it could lead to a situation where people will develop partial immunity, which could result in the development of new strains to worsen the country's fight against the disease.
There is a need for government to, as much as possible, procure as many vaccines as possible to enable us to take the first and the second dose. The worry for some of us scientists is that if we are not able to go through the first two doses well, and people take partial doses or people refuse to go for second doses, it may bring up what we call a partial immunity. That may encourage emergence of new mutant strains, and this is my fear in the African continent, that if you do it and you don't do it well, you are likely to have emergence of variants, many of them that could be much resistant to subsequent vaccines that will be developed. So this is one important thing that we have to do, which means that once we are going for it, we go for it fully and ensure that the vaccines are all available for us to use.
In order to effectively check the progress of vaccines to be taken, Dr. Michael Owusu wants government and other corporate institutions to invest in research to enable institutions such as Noguchi and Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research to conduct intense and advanced sequencing of samples taken from persons who take the vaccines. He believes being adequately resourced to research into the samples will help the country take a decision on whether to go for advanced vaccines to take care of new strains in the country or stick to the vaccines being administered.
One of the key things that government, corporate organizations will have to do to help is to invest in research. Noguchi, KCCR, the West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Disease. These are core research organizations that need funding to be able to conduct serious and advanced sequencing of disease of samples that will be recovered from those who take the vaccine. This is very important. If we have to go for advanced vaccines that can cover new strains, it will depend on what we identify in our country. So if we are not well resourced to be able to pick up these new variants, we may not be able to know what is happening to the population. So whilst government is making efforts in procuring all the vaccines, we believe that government should also look at the research centers, advance enough funds, and the private sector must also come in with enough funds to enable us purchase high-level equipment that will help us to be able to conduct research to target people that are vaccinated, to be able to look out for new mutants, new strains, and inform new designs of vaccines that will help the entire country.